Good evening and welcome. In tonight's news, His Majesty the King stresses that the international community must reject Israel's escalatory measures aimed at restricting UNRWA's activities. The Prime Minister checks on health, agricultural and educational facilities in the northern governorate of Jerash. And Jordan strongly condemns the violence and terrorism committed by Israeli settlers in the occupied Palestinian territories. Hello and welcome again. His Majesty King Abdullah stressed that the international community must reject Israel's escalatory measures aimed at restricting UNRWA's activities. During a meeting with Estonian President Alar Karis at Al-Husseiniya Palace, the King stressed the need to double humanitarian aid to the Gaza Strip and ensure its delivery and distribution by all possible means to alleviate the humanitarian catastrophe. The meeting, which was attended by His Royal Highness Crown Prince Al-Hussein, addressed regional developments, with His Majesty warning of the dangerous regional developments which could lead to an all-out war. King Abdullah reaffirmed the necessity of ending Israeli war on Gaza and Lebanon being a fundamental requirement to prevent the expansion of conflict in the region. The King also reiterated the importance of creating a political horizon for achieving a just and comprehensive peace based on the two-state solution. King Abdullah highlighted the importance of the Jordanian-Estonian Business Forum, scheduled to be held in Amman tomorrow, in fostering ideas that bring the two peoples closer, affirming the significance of bilateral cooperation, particularly the economic and defence sectors. For his part, the Estonian president expressed his keenness to strengthen bilateral relations in various fields, pointing to the forum which will discuss cooperation in the fields of defence industries and healthcare. Prime Minister Jafar Hassan checked on health, agricultural and educational facilities in the northern governorate of Jerash. Hassan began his visit to the Faisal nursery in Jerash as he emphasised the government's support for doubling the nursery's production of fruit and forest trees, as well as providing training and funding opportunities in the field of agricultural production. The Prime Minister reviewed plans to transform the industrial city in the city of Jerash into an ecotourism city, enrich the tourism products and provide job opportunities. He also visited the Qafqafa Women Charity Association and praised efforts to provide education and care for children, affirming support for the expansion of services for persons with disabilities. In addition to that, the Prime Minister inspected Jerash Government Hospital, stressing the need for necessary maintenance of its facilities and departments and speeding up its expansion. The Prime Minister also visited Jerash Centre for Young Women and reaffirmed the government's support for ideas and initiatives of members and youth centres in the kingdom. Over to the Gaza Strip now, where Israeli forces committed 3 massacres in the past 24 hours, killing at least 33 Palestinians and injuring over 156 others. An Israeli airstrike today on 2 houses in Beit Lahia in northern Gaza killed at least 7 Palestinians and wounded several others. 3 others were killed in a strike on a house in Ansirat refugee camp in central Gaza. More than a year into Israel's genocidal war on Gaza, the health authorities in Gaza said at least 43,370 Palestinians have been killed and more than 102,260 others have been wounded. Jordan strongly condemned the violence and terrorism committed by settlers in the occupied Palestinian territories, the latest of which was setting fire to several vehicles in Al-Bida city in Ramallah Governorate. Foreign Ministry spokesperson Sufyan Liqda said one of the vehicles targeted was designated by the Palestinian government for use by the Jordanian surgical station in Al-Bida. Liqda held Israel responsible for ensuring the protection of the Palestinian people and humanitarian relief workers operating in the Palestinian territories. Earlier, the Palestinian Civil Defense said Israeli settlers torched nearly 20 cars in Al-Bida city. And we stay in the West Bank, where the Israeli occupation forces rounded up 20 more Palestinians in military raids in a number of cities. The Commission of Detainees Affairs and the Palestinian Prisoners Society said a child was among the detainees in the raids that targeted several towns in the occupied territories, including Bethlehem, Hebron, Nablus, Qalqilia and Ramallah. The new arrests brought the number of Palestinians detained by Israel in the West Bank since October last year to over 11,600, including former prisoners. Back here at home, the southern military zone has thwarted an attempt to smuggle narcotics using a drone along its western border. An official military source at the General Command of the Jordan Armed Forces Arab Army said border guards, in coordination with other security agencies, spotted the drone and downed it inside Jordanian territory. The source said the seized items have been handed over to the relevant authorities. Thank you so much for your time.